The voicemail lasted only 18 seconds. At first, it sounded like a mistake. Just breathing, footsteps, and a voice in the distance. But when investigators enhanced the recording, they realized something chilling. The victim had unknowingly recorded the person responsible for their death, and that voicemail would become the single piece of evidence that changed everything. On a quiet Tuesday night, 29-year-old Sarah Mitchell left work later than usual. She worked as a financial assistant in a small office building just outside the city. Her coworkers said nothing seemed wrong that evening. Sarah finished her work, packed her bag, and walked to the parking lot just after 9:30 p.m. At 9:42 p.m., her phone made a call, but Sarah didn't dial anyone. Instead, the phone automatically sent a voicemail to her older brother, Daniel. The recording lasted 18 seconds. At first, Daniel almost ignored it, but something about the message made him uneasy, because Sarah never called that late, and she definitely never left silent voicemails. So the next morning, he listened. At first, the voicemail sounded ordinary, just faint background noise, wind, footsteps. Then Sarah's voice appeared briefly. She sounded distracted, almost nervous. She said just 4 words. "Hello? Is someone there?" After that, there was silence. Then something else. A car door. And another voice. Low. Male. Almost whispering. But the words were impossible to understand. And then, the message ended. When Daniel tried calling Sarah later that day, she didn't answer. Her phone went straight to voicemail. At first, he assumed she was busy. But when Sarah failed to show up for work that morning, her coworkers became worried. Her car was still in the parking lot, but Sarah was gone. Inside the car, police discovered her phone on the passenger seat. The voicemail was still there, and suddenly, that strange recording became extremely important because it was the last known moment Sarah had been heard alive. Detectives listened to the voicemail dozens of times. At normal speed, it revealed almost nothing, just noise. But forensic audio specialists believed the recording might contain more. They enhanced the audio, filtered the background sounds, and isolated the faint voice in the distance. Slowly, the words became clearer. What they heard next changed the entire investigation. When the audio was cleaned up, the whispering voice became recognizable. The man in the recording said just one sentence. "You shouldn't have seen that." Detectives immediately began asking a new question. What had Sarah seen? And who was the man in the recording? But the most surprising discovery came from somewhere else. The voice itself. Because someone recognized it. When investigators played the enhanced recording for Sarah's coworkers, one of them froze. He said the voice sounded very familiar. In fact, he believed he knew exactly who it was. The voice sounded like Mark Reynolds, Sarah's supervisor. At first, detectives were skeptical, but they decided to interview him anyway. And that's when the story started to unravel. Mark Reynolds told police he had left the office around 8 p.m. that night, long before Sarah walked to the parking lot. But when detectives checked the building's security cameras, they discovered something different. Mark's car was still parked outside at 9:40 p.m., just 2 minutes before the voicemail was recorded. And when investigators compared Mark's voice to the recording, the match was impossible to ignore. But the real motive was even more shocking. While examining Sarah's computer at work, detectives uncovered something unexpected: financial records, hidden transactions, and thousands of dollars missing from company accounts. Sarah had apparently discovered the fraud earlier that day, and investigators now believed she planned to report it, which meant the voicemail wasn't random at all. It captured the exact moment someone tried to stop her. At first, Mark denied everything, but the voicemail made it difficult to explain. His voice, his car in the parking lot, and Sarah's discovery of the missing money. Eventually, investigators confronted him with the audio evidence again. This time, he didn't deny it, because the voicemail had recorded something he never expected. His own voice. Final twist. Detectives later discovered something chilling. Sarah never intended to record that moment. The voicemail happened by accident. When she reached for her phone in the parking lot, she must have pressed the call button by mistake. And that accidental voicemail captured the moment that exposed the truth. Without it, the case might never have been solved. Sometimes the most important evidence in a case isn't a fingerprint, or a witness, or a camera. Sometimes it's something far smaller, a sound, a whisper, a few seconds of audio someone never meant to record. Because in this case, a voicemail message didn't just capture a moment, it revealed the truth.